across the African continent because our workforce deserves the opportunity to thrive in an era of rapid change. You can do so if you are working closely with governments. I want to thank governments, not only our government here. When we were in our meeting in Geneva, that is the governing body where I represent workers in this region. Sorry, Sister Jacqueline, it's a little bit painful. But government supported us to make sure that we win a vote to refer the right to strike to the International Court of Justice. Where there is an arbitration, where people are not understanding, let other people arbitrate us. And if you are not working with governments together, with governments together, they would have left us alone. And that is why there are things under social tripartism that both employers, workers, and governments must move towards one line. And the three are anchored at the International Labour Organization like this. That is why after our elections and our party lost to his party, to the party of the president, I told my colleagues, I go back to where I belong. Because where I belong is in social tripartism, social dialogue, and an area of collective bargaining. I want to thank our employers. They have talked a lot about cost of living. But I want also, it's unfortunate that when I asked my handlers whether Jacqueline would be coming, there was no that confirmation and so on. Jacqueline would have been able to tell us because he has been talking about cost of living and so on, which is very good. The employers have someone that they can pass to the expenses of doing businesses. This somebody is a consumer who is a worker. Workers, we have nobody that we can pass to. And that is why we need to come together with the employers as they talk about the cost of living at their own initiative. First of all, say, this is the percentage we are declaring to our suffering workers in this era of high cost of living. We will appreciate, we will thank them, and we will love them. Now, as the world is gearing up towards the COP28 that will be taking place in Dubai, I call upon all of us not to forget the clarion call for just transition that ensures that as we move towards a sustainable future, the rights and well-being of workers are safeguarded. But I have also told my colleagues that just transition does not only mean our areas of comfort being safeguarded by this clarion call. It also means that we are transiting from the current situation of agitation to next level. We cannot continue, remain in the agitation which has been our background for years. We must move to a next level from agitation to articulation so that we can attract both our employers and government to sit down and see what is good for workers and what do we need to have. Furthermore, we must remain true to our commitment of ending gender abuses in our workplaces through foster environments where all workers, regardless of gender, can contribute their talents without fear of discrimination or harassment. At this point, let me thank Mr. President for the further support you have extended to us by constituting a tripartite committee that is now working towards the process of ratifying various international labor conventions in the country, notably Convention number 190 and Convention number 189, to which you have made references to in various addresses that you have made, both locally and across the globe. We kindly ask your government to hasten this process and carry out this ratification as the world is watching us, Your Excellency. Brothers and sisters, it is about time that African continent adopts the high roadmap towards social protection. The well-being of our workers should not be compromised for short-term gains, because social protection measures are not only a mark of a civilized society, but also an investment in the stability and resilience of our workforce. And on this note, I want to thank Your Excellency for having said that let us win Kenya here. Change our contribution to a little bit higher contribution, so that when one is retiring, he has something to carry with him at home. I thank you for that. We used not to see that. We used to take the government to court on the same, but I think if that care is taken, then that will be all right.